this morning, sun's a bit hazy, checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low, gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see, prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities, we're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this, guys. Let's kick the can right now. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ron Tyler. I'm the president of the Emergency Management Associates. We've been doing this program for over 7 years now. We're coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Welcome to our program, everybody. We've got a few things to talk about tonight. We're not going to be on there for very long because I don't want to be. I don't. But I want to give you information that you need to have. Right now, we just got through having a typhoon over in the southwestern Pacific Ocean in the Mariana Islands. I'm going to show you a clip from Fox News about that typhoon. It started on Thursday over in the southwestern Pacific around the Mariana Islands. It came into Guam, Tinian, and other islands there in the Mariana Islands early this morning over there in Guam. Let's show you this video here, then we'll talk.
Super Typhoon Aveyah remains a massive storm in the western Pacific this morning, and the storm has sustained winds of 175 miles per hour. When you want to put that to the equivalent of what we'd expect in the United States, that's Category 5 hurricane. Remember, it's just called the typhoon. It's just a different basin, same storm, different name. Now, having said this, it's moving right over the island of Guam, and a lot of the islands here to the north also watching closely. Look how compact the storm is. Nice, compact, powerful storm, very strong winds near the center of the storm, of the eye, and they extend not too far out, but the islands are pretty close together, so winds are going to be a big concern, as well as some of the storm surge out there. These storms in the Western Pacific have a lot of warm water to work with. It's the fuel. The car pulls up to the gas station, fills up with gas. These storms are tapping into that temperature that's 80 degrees or better in the warmer waters, and that's fueling these storms. Right now, when you look at the track of this, it continues to move off to the north and northeast, and look just how perfect the eye is, if you will. Some of the islands that have been getting in on the action, and some of the, right now, the strongest winds right near the center of the storm are really feeling it. Into Saipan we go and take a look at how strong some of those wind gusts there, and some of the buoys too. Man, the buoys are rocking out there as well. Wind gusts up to 56 miles per hour in some cases. And when you take a look at the storm and how it's passed over the area, man, so many of you on the island of Guam, so many people who have been watching this closely getting slammed with the stronger winds. As it moves through, the winds switch direction, as you know. First, they're coming in from the north and northeast, and they switch directions. As far as the warnings, they're in place from Saipan all the way down to Guam. Even though the storm has passed, it's going to take some time for this to get out of here. The track does want to take it off to the northwest and then eventually take a path and a turn up to directly northwest. And Taiwan would be watching for potential impacts from this. Having said that, you look at the cone here, and remember, the cone is where the center of the storm may go. It can go anywhere within that area. So watching closely for the next 24 to 48 hours. There's what the future shows going closer to Taiwan. By the time we get into Thursday afternoon, with impacts there from the rain, swelling of the waters, as well as the gusty winds extending all the way to China.
Gusty winds extending all the way to China. By Thursday morning, I'm probably going to be going on the air about this storm because it's going to probably hit Taiwan sometime Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. So we'll be talking about this on Thursday, guys. Remember this storm, it's going to be a biggie. This storm is going to be a biggie, guys. I guarantee it. We need to be understanding what exactly is going to happen here. Okay? I want to make sure everybody's going to understand what happens here. Now, I'm going to take it back to this cone here. Okay? This is where it's at. You see the cone here going over towards Taiwan here. Right here. There's the cone. Okay? Now, I'm going to put this up in the corner here so we have it here to refer to as we talk about the storm. This is a big one. This is a very big storm. Okay? Again, this started out here in the southwestern Pacific on Thursday evening. Typhoon Bobby, it's called, B-A-V-I. Typhoon Bobby, with winds in excess of 100 miles per hour, came barreling through the Mariana Island Trench out there in the western Pacific Ocean. Super Typhoon Bobby is now with winds of 180 miles an hour sustained. 180 miles per hour sustained. Okay? Super Typhoon Bobby continues to slam the Mariana Islands as a massive Category 5 equivalent hurricane storm, bringing gusty winds clocking in at the tropical storm hurricane strength 180 mile per hour winds. This is an exceptionally powerful storm right now, and it prevents life-threatening situations. Okay? It presents life-threatening situations. Okay? Howling winds, literally lashing rains have battered Guam and the northern Mariana Islands as Super Typhoon Bobby made landfall early this morning, Monday time, in the southwestern Pacific. Bobby brought winds of 290 kilometers an hour, 180 miles per hour, as it moved over the island of Rota. Okay? That's according to the National Weather Service. The Weather Service warned that very dangerous storm could cause catastrophic damage, with winds potentially near 35 mile per hour waves. 35 foot waves. 11 meters high, 35-foot waves. Okay? Now, we talked to a weather service person from Guam earlier this morning. They couldn't talk for very long because they were very busy. But they said they have received reports of major damage on the northern Mariana Islands of Guam and Tinian. T-I-I-A-N, Tinian. Guam and Tinian. Bobby headed west over the Philippine Sea in the early hours of Tuesday morning, Guam time. Okay? Guam officials announced they would conduct initial damage assessment at first light tomorrow morning. Okay? Even as it's headed out into open water. Guam's Military Joint Information Center, I worked with the GMJIC, the Guam Military Joint Information Center before, and they said that they warned that Bobby could maintain wind speeds of upwards of 165 miles per hour and cause tropical storm force winds to extend outwards as long as 320 miles from its center. Storm winds of outwards 320 miles from the storm center. Okay? The weather service at Bobby was producing intense showers with 12 to 20 inches of rain, 30 to 51 centimeters of rain possible near the storm center, raising the risk of flash flooding through at least Tuesday night. The U.S. islands are a strategic defense hub in the Western Pacific Ocean, hosting U.S. military training facilities and bases including Anderson Air Force Base, Naval Base Guam, Marine Corps Base Camp Blaze. The islands of Guam, Rota, Tinian, and Saipan remain under coastal flooding and high surf warnings as weather services warned of dangerously large breaking waves up to 25 foot high, 7.6 meters high. That's huge. The Guam Waterworks Authority reported 20 inches of the island's 99 water wells remained offline after the storm. 28 of the island's 99 water wells remained offline after the storm. Okay? Their electricity was knocked out. Beginning at 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the Joint Region Mariana military, their command for Guam and Mariana Islands would enter into what they call active recovery phase by deploying emergency resources and scouting teams over the islands. They're looking for damage. They're looking for people that may have been hurt or killed as a result of the storm. Guam Governor Lourdes A. Leon Guerrero and his deputies would also begin damage assessments on Tuesday morning. The Western Pacific region is particularly prone to tropical cyclones like this. We've reported on cyclones last year and the year before here in this area. They happen. Many of those storms are very dangerous. Residents in this region have been moved to emergency shelters, and they're making last-minute preparations for the arrival of Super Typhoon. Okay? Now, this typhoon is headed for Saipan right now, but Saipan has already had many gusty winds and some rain, and now Saipan is in the direct crosshairs of Super Typhoon Bobby. In the Northern Mariana Islands, Rota, the southernmost inhabited island about 50 kilometers northeast of Guam, took a direct hit. Rota took a direct hit, okay? Mayor's office published an advisory urging residents to prepare for destructive winds and heavy rain, adding that the conditions are expected to deteriorate rapidly, making it unsafe to be outdoors. Now, guys, so far, I don't think we've had too many people from Guam or that area that watch this program. Occasionally, we've had people on the military bases watch this program, and from them, I'm telling you all to stay indoors until it's safe to go outside. Keep track of your emergency radios and your television sets to make sure it's okay to go outside before you go there. There's going to be heavy rains and high winds, and there's going to be power lines down on the islands. There's going to be all kinds of trees down as well. Be very careful out there. On Saipan, north of Rota, wind gusts of more than 161 kilometers per hour, which is 100 miles per hour, were recorded at the airport. Saipan Airport reported winds of 100 miles per hour, 161 kilometers per hour. Many people on the island were already without power from the last super typhoon Sinuku, which hit Guam and the Northern Mariana Islands in April. That storm killed 17 people and caused about $1.5 billion in damage. $1.5 billion in damage from Sinlaku in April. The National Weather Service has warned the winds are not forecast to fall below typhoon force until early afternoon today, and below typhoon tropical storm force until late tonight, after midnight. Guam is unusually a sun-soaked tourist destination with a population of about 170,000 people. It has opened 5 evacuation centers in its schools. Guam has opened up 5 evacuation centers in its schools. The sites have a maximum capacity of about 1,700 people. Those evacuation centers are primarily intended for the most vulnerable residents. At 1 p.m. local time there on Sunday, one of the evacuation sites had already reached maximum capacity. The super typhoon has winds in excess of 240 kilometers per hour, which again is 139.1 miles per hour. The Weather Service considered super typhoons to have the equivalent destruction potential as a Category 4 or 5 hurricane. There's a woman named Pinky Kabukub. She's 55 years old. She had a small eatery in Guam. She's been seen boarding up her windows of her eatery in Guam with over $500 worth of plywood. She said she cannot afford to lose so many days of work. It hurts because, quote, I just started. Whatever we're making right now is just for rent, utilities, and my people and supplies. I won't even be able to pay myself at all. Her previous planned departure to Tokyo to weather out the storm in Tokyo was on Sunday, and that plane was canceled. That plane was canceled. Okay? Now, I want to talk about earthquakes as well. The biggest thing we have right now is over in Venezuela. Over in Venezuela. We talked about this. This earthquake first happened on June 25th, and it started off with a 7.2 earthquake. 42 seconds later, there was a 7.5 earthquake that I've determined to be an 8.4 earthquake. An 8.4 earthquake. I showed you the details the other day when we talked about this. Okay? I want to give you an update on this earthquake. Okay? On day 1, USGS had made its prediction that there will be 10 to 100,000 people injured or killed. USGS said their estimate would be between 10 and 100,000 people injured or killed, given the depth of that earthquake. It was a very shallow earthquake. Given the depth, the magnitude of the earthquakes, the location, and rough compilation of building codes. Their building codes are not up to snuff as they are in the West and Japan. Okay? Soon after that quake, many Venezuelans complained that they were left alone to dig for families in the ruins, and they criticized the government's response until international teams arrived. Interim President Delcy Rodriguez said, quote, there will be no civil or social unrest here. What we have here is deeply social solidarity. The day the earthquakes hit Venezuela, they were celebrating their country's Independence Day, June 25th, just over a week ago. As focus shifts from rescuing survivors to burying the dead and clearing the debris, families meanwhile continue to search for those of their dead in the hope they get a dignified funeral. A dignified funeral, guys. Already, there are so many people that have been unalive from this earthquake that they started burying them in mass graves. Mass graves. That started happening on Sunday. Okay? Today, those numbers are growing. The death toll from 2 major earthquakes that hit Venezuela June 25th are now 3,342 people that have been unalive, and that number is also growing rapidly. The people have not even been able to go out to the outlying areas outside of Caracas and other areas to even go there and find out what happened there. Those areas are hard to get to. Okay, so we know full well what's going to happen once rescue crews get out there. The number of verified injured is now over 17,000, growing. The number of displaced as of right now, which includes the number of people without homes, homes have been either destroyed or rendered uninhabitable, is over 17,000 as well. That means a total of 35,000 people have been injured and displaced as a result of this earthquake. That is a total number of homeless today. That number is going to go up substantially as we're able to get into the most rural areas outside the main cities that so far have not been accessible to recovery crews and rescue teams. The roadways have been destroyed or badly damaged. Rescuers are still finding people alive in the midst of that rubble even as of today. Rescuers found some people alive today. That's very fortunate a week after that. They've had 100-degree temperatures there in Venezuela as well. Okay? We may not know the true number of casualties from these quakes for days, even months from now. Or we may never know. We may never know. Many of the survivors are living in temporary camps on the street, in public parks, or car parks. We've had people who told us you can't trust buildings that look upright. In some cases, the first 3 floors of buildings have pancaked, while others have been knocked over by the shaking. Everyone that's been living on or in those buildings are now completely gone. 2 major earthquakes have been estimated to cause over $6.7 billion in damage. Over $6.7 billion of damage estimated right now, and tens of thousands of people injured or unalive. Over tens of thousands of people are estimated to be going injured or unalive. The full impact is not going to be known for months or even longer. Now, it's my personal hope that the people of Venezuela remain strong, and the people of Caracas and the outlying regions can also feel peace and safety at one point in time. I know that's not possible right now. We're talking at some point in time. I know it's like to lose families. Not in an earthquake by all means, but I have lost family members as well. I know what that's like. I can't even imagine what it's like for you to go over into buildings, into the wreckage and damage of buildings, trying to find your loved ones. May God bless you all over there in Venezuela. God bless you all. Okay? Now, with that said, I've got some other things to talk about. Okay? On Saturday, we celebrated July 4th. A lot of celebrations, fireworks all over the place. Most of you saw the fireworks demonstration in Washington, D.C. It was spectacular. 45 minutes worth of fireworks and music as well. Patriotic music from America's finest. Unreal, guys. Uncut, pick and real. It was beautiful. I watched it. We left for the fireworks demonstration here in Morganton. We left here at about 8 p.m. Saturday evening for the demonstration. It started at 9:45 and it lasted 20 minutes. It lasted through just after 10 p.m. Saturday night. After that, guess what? It took us an hour to get home. Because of the traffic. It was horrendous traffic. In other areas of the United States, they also have fireworks demonstrations. They have beautiful parades in some cases. And in other of the cases, they had protests and demonstrations from the left. Communist sympathizers. People that hate cops. Now, guys, I apologize for not having a larger screen for this. I could not find this on X or on YouTube, but this is what happened in Charleston, South Carolina on July 4th. in the evening. Hold on a second. A female police officer was knocked to the ground, and they were beating her. Protesters were beating her, guys, unfortunately. Now, there were other officers in the area that came to her aid. She was not severely hurt, but there were several officers that had to go to the hospital for their injuries. But a female police officer in North Charleston, South Carolina, was attacked and beaten by a mob during an apparent teen takeover. A teen takeover, guys. Unreal. A mob of teens that took over this park at a July 4th block party on Saturday. That's what happened. They took her down and they were on the ground and beating on her. Now, there is another incident here. I'm going to tell you what happened. Then I hope I'll have the video here that shows a black teenage girl with a club, and on the end of the club was a knife. A knife. The North Charleston Police Department released a statement on the Crime Watch platform addressing the viral video of the incident in the Shikora Cherokee community. A neighborhood block party that had been permitted by the city of Charleston in advance of the holiday. Earlier that day, police leadership met with event organizers to discuss the event to include traffic and parking plans to ensure emergency vehicles could safely access the area if needed. At approximately 8:30 p.m., officers began receiving reports of gunfire and individuals firing fireworks toward passing vehicles. Officers responded immediately and were informed by attendees that several people began discharging firearms. The statement continued. During the response, multiple firearms and makeshift spears were recovered. Makeshift spears on the end of big clubs. 2 female officers were injured after being physically assaulted. Video from the incident shows one female officer being thrown to the ground by 2 individuals as one throws punches at her head. A black woman is then seen smacking the officer with a stick, and on the end of the stick, guess what? A knife. The stick was being used as a spear. Okay? After that, a violent struggle then occurs with a male suspect that intervenes as well. 2 officers stepped in to pull the thugs away, with one deploying his taser before slamming his knee into the man's chest, and the man who appeared to have the female officer in a headlock. At least 2 were being seen arrested. 2 individuals were arrested, guys. Incredible. Very bad scene. Let me show you this scene right now. I have a short video here. Just a second. That girl that was thrown down, she's going to come back with that spear on the end of her club. Officers get that man on the ground. They turn him back over. There's a woman with a spear on the end of her club. And that other officer comes back and pushes her back away. There you see her again. Unreal. That's how it went down. 2 officers were injured and were taken to local hospitals for attention, and they were released after a short while. This kind of stuff happens. Unfortunately, it happened over at Charleston, South Carolina. This is a club with one of those spears attached to it. This is one of the clubs that was left there and confiscated by police with that knife on the end of it, using it as a spear. Insane. Insane. The North Charleston police tell us that multiple arrests in connection with the incident were made on the site, and investigators are working to identify additional suspects for interrogation and arrest as well. Charleston police have not arrested everybody as of yet, but they're looking for more suspects. They hope to get them. According to law enforcement sources, North Charleston and Charleston City Police made requests for mutual aid from neighboring jurisdictions during several incidents over the Independence Day weekend. This kind of behavior must be confronted, addressed, and condemned throughout our society if we hope to preserve it. There is a legal process for challenging an arrest, a civilized process. There is no jurisdiction in modern Western world or human society for a behavior like this to serve as a constant backdrop in parts of this country. There is no possibility this can continue. Those responsible must be identified, arrested, and prosecuted, and if convicted, punished to the fullest extent of the law. Assaults on law enforcement officers are assaults on all of us. Assaults on law enforcement officers are assaults on the rule of law itself. And that is something no civilized society can endure for long term. It cannot continue. This kind of stuff can't continue. What steps should communities take to prevent violent attacks on police during public events? Number one, increase police presence and enforcement at large gatherings. Number two, require event organizers to provide better security planning. Number three, implement stricter penalties for assaults on officers. Focus on youth outreach and community engagement programs. Another thing they can do is also make sure we counsel our youth as parents. We counsel our youth as parents to not get involved in these kinds of activities. Now, I know for a fact that our youth sometimes think they can do whatever they want to do. We need to, again, make sure we don't let them do that. Parents should be held accountable for the youth as well. Parents should be held accountable for the youth as well. Does anybody have any questions about that? It's hot in blazes here, guys. We had temperatures in about 97 degrees earlier today. Very hot. Very, very hot. Now, guys, I want to go over to the USGS map and show you earthquakes for a very few minutes. I'm not going to be here very long. I'm going to take down our EMA banner for a minute. I'm going to take down our webcam as well. Okay? Over a week ago, we had a major earthquake that occurred over on the southwestern side of Mindanao, Philippines. This island here is Mindanao, Philippines, in the southern Philippines here. About 2.5 weeks ago right here, 2.5 weeks ago right here, we had a 7.7 earthquake. We determined that to be an 8.4. Today we had another earthquake there today, right here, in this small peninsula here. This is a 4.3 aftershock here. 4.3 aftershock, 8 kilometers east-southeast of Pangayan, Philippines. Okay? Then down here further south here, this is a 5.8 very large earthquake. 5.8 very large earthquake. 5.0 to 5.9 are considered to be very large, or they're considered to be large earthquakes. 5.6 to 5.9 are very large earthquakes. 5.0, 5.9 large, 5.6 to 5.9 very large earthquakes. This earthquake right here is a 5.4. 5.4 large earthquake here. Now again, these are shell earthquakes. Shell earthquakes are a good thing, especially when they're out to sea. Shell earthquakes are a good thing, especially when they're out to sea. However, if they hit land, shell earthquakes cause a lot of damage. This is a 5.4 out to sea here. This is a 5.8 here out to sea also. The ocean waters of the Pacific Ocean absorb the shockwaves of these quakes. Nothing happened here. I'm backing this out here. Look at this, guys. USGS is lying to us again. There are 76 earthquakes here in Indonesia. 76 earthquakes here in Indonesia, USGS not showing one of them. Not a single one of them. Okay? There are earthquakes over here in southern Sumatra, northern Sumatra right here. Going down here into Java, Indonesia, earthquakes all around Java, Indonesia from west to east here, all the way over here into Bethel, Indonesia here, east of Java. We have earthquakes over here in north central Indonesia here. We have earthquakes over here in Papua, Indonesia here, and also over here in Papua New Guinea. Earthquakes there. Back it out again. This time I'm going over to Tonga and Fiji here. Tonga and Fiji here, starting here in Tonga. This is a 5.1 earthquake here. 211 kilometers southeast of Hihifo, Tonga. Hihifo, Tonga, guys. Okay? 5.1 large earthquake. Out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean here. Nobody felt this earthquake at all. Nobody felt it at all. The nearest island here USGS is not even showing. Let me just check here just a second. This is the island of Hihifo, Tonga. This is the island of Hihifo, Tonga. Okay? This earthquake is east-southeast of Hihifo, Tonga. Okay? It's also closer to another island here. Now, I don't know why USGS is not letting me show that to you. It's closer to Niafu, Tonga. That earthquake is closer to Niafu, Tonga. Okay? Now, down here to the southwest. This is a 4.6 earthquake here. 4.6 motor earthquake here. 112 kilometers northwest of Niafu. Right there. This is a moderate earthquake, far enough off the coast away from Niafu, Tonga. This had no effect on any land mass. Neither one of these earthquakes had any effect on land mass at all. They were fairly shallow quakes as well. The Pacific Ocean absorbed the shock waves from these quakes. Okay? No big deal there. We go down south here. This is south of the Fiji Islands. This is a 4.4 moderate earthquake here. 4.4 moderate earthquake. This also, and I watched this earthquake when it happened. This also is a deep earthquake. 592 miles deep. I'm sorry, kilometers. 592 kilometers deep. Now, guys, this is going to have an impact here. Okay? I'm going to bring up our depth to magnitude convergence chart here and show you what exactly happened. This is a 4.4 earthquake. 4.4 moderate earthquake here. Bringing up the depth to magnitude convergence chart. We're looking at now 592 kilometers deep here. Okay. We'll go down here to the third column from the left here at the bottom. 592 kilometers deep, we're going to use 5.90. We're going to add a 1.18 to this earthquake. We're going to add a 1.18 to the magnitude of this earthquake, because deep earthquakes propagate or birth larger shell earthquakes. Deep earthquakes propagate larger shell earthquakes. This earthquake is a deep earthquake, 5.4. So we're going to add a 1.18 to this earthquake. This is going to mean it's going to propagate a larger shell earthquake of at least 5.5 to 5.6 within the next 3 to 10 days. Within the next 3 to 10 days, we're going to see a 5.5 to a 5.6 earthquake hit in this region. In the region, within the next 3 to 10 days. That 5.5 could go south here to New Zealand. It could stay here in the Fiji region. Go over here to Tonga. Go down south here to New Caledonia. Could go up here to Vanuatu, or the Solomon Islands here, or Papua New Guinea. Now, USGS is not showing any earthquakes down here in New Zealand. That's also a false story. Down here in New Zealand, between the North and South Island here, we've had a 4.9 moderate earthquake here. We've also had a 4.4 earthquake here. Neither earthquake is being shown here by USGS. There are all kinds of minor 2.0 to 2.9 earthquakes hitting here. All kinds of them. Also, there are about 10 3.0 to 3.6 earthquakes here as well. About 10 of them. These earthquakes come over here, down here in Southland, New Zealand, down here to the south of the South Island here. Some of these earthquakes are the north part of the South Island here. And like I said, we have earthquakes here in this body of water here between both of these islands. It's called the Cook Strait here. 4.2, or I'm sorry, 4.4 and a 4.9 earthquake hit in this region earlier today. Over here on the North Island, all kinds of minor earthquakes, 2.0 to 2.9 hitting here. Also, 3.0 to 3.9 as well. All kinds of them, guys. Now, as I said before, I'm going to repeat this over and over again till everybody gets it. Scientists are expecting a major catastrophic earthquake to hit here off the east coast of the North Island sometime in the next 25 years, they say. It's going to be an 8.0 megathrust earthquake here. An 8.0 very dangerous major earthquake here in the next 25 years. Already, we've seen minor earthquakes here. We've seen 4.1, 4.2 earthquakes here as well. This area is already gearing up for a major earthquake. Now, that kind of seismic energy will be coming out of the Tonga region. This Tonga Trench here runs from Tonga all the way down to the east side of the North Island here. That energy that's coming down here will be an 8.0 earthquake here. However, look what the Tonga Trench does here. Continues south here, south of the North Island, and cuts through the center part of the South Island. Do you think that the east side of the North Island is going to be the only part of it hit here when a major 8.0 earthquake hits here? No. the South Island will also be affected. With that kind of energy here on the east side of the North Island, some of that energy is also going to come down here to the South Island and also further south here of New Zealand here, near Macquarie Island down here, also to the south here, and possibly even down here into the North Antarctic area here, North Antarctic Ridge here. It can happen. It can happen. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Now, I want to go over here to South America. Down here in the central part of South America, we've had 18 earthquakes here today. 18 earthquakes here in the south central part of Chile. 18 earthquakes. USGS is showing 2 earthquakes here off the coast. There are actually 8 aftershocks from this earthquake. We have a large earthquake here off the coast of Chile. 5.1 large earthquake. USGS is only showing 1 aftershock. This is a fairly shallow 5.1 large earthquake. USGS is showing a 4.8 aftershock. There are 8 aftershocks here. There are 8 aftershocks. 3 of those aftershocks are 3.2, 3.5, and 3.7 earthquakes here. The others are 4.0 to 4.9. 4.0, 4.9 aftershocks here. There are other earthquakes onshore here as well. Onshore near Valparaiso and going north up here. Then we want to talk to you about earthquakes here in northern Chile, Argentina, and the Bolivia region. They're showing 1 earthquake here. They're showing only 1 earthquake. This is a 3.4 small earthquake here. There are 14 earthquakes here today. 14 earthquakes here in northern Chile today, ranging in size from 2.8, 2.9, 3.0, 3.9, 4.2 to 4.8 earthquakes here in northern Chile. Northern Chile. Going up here into central Peru here. Central northern Peru here. Guys, we have another earthquake here. USGS not showing it to us. Unfortunately, USGS doesn't like to even show earthquakes anymore. They just don't do it. At least they don't do a very good job at it anymore. There's an earthquake here in north central Peru here. I want to show you what's going on here. You stupid thing here. Right here, okay? I'm going to bring up our webcam here. I want to show you where this earthquake is. This is Ventanilla, Peru, the Callao region of Peru. This is a 3.6 earthquake here. 3.6 earthquake here, okay? Then we go up into Colombia here. Central Colombia here, we have a 2.5. We also have another earthquake here. This is the 3.0 small quake here, Central Colombia. Then we go up here to northern Colombia here. We have 2 more earthquakes here in Santander, Colombia here. This is a 2.1 here in Santander. And another earthquake here is a 2.4 minor earthquake here. We have dozens of earthquakes here that hit almost every day here in Santander or the surrounding area here. Most of those are 2.0, 2.8. There's a 2.4 and a 2.1 here today. Santana, or Columbia. Then let's go up to Caracas. Let's go up to Caracas where this earthquake hit. Right here. It's amazing. We just had a major earthquake hit here 10 days ago. 10 days ago. And yet USGS doesn't show any earthquakes here. That totally blows my mind. Here's a 2.6 minor earthquake. 2.6 minor earthquake there. North of there, close to the coastline. Northeast of San Felipe, 2.7 minor earthquake there. Just northeast of there, a 2.6. North of there, a 2.5. These are minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes. Nobody feels these. Nobody feels them. Then we go out here to the southeast here. This is a 2.3. Then I go out here to the northeast here. This is a 2.8. We have a cluster of earthquakes here. That's a 2.8. That's a 2.4. This is a 2.0. This is a 2.3. Right next to it is another 2.3. And going offshore here, this is a 2.4. 2.4 minor earthquakes here. A couple more earthquakes here offshore. Actually, 3 of them. This is one earthquake here. Again, this is a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here, offshore from Caracas. 2.9, 3.0. 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. Then closer to shoreline, north of La Victoria. This also is a 2.9, 3.0 earthquake, small earthquake. Right next to it, again, where is this earthquake located? On the Cayman Ridge. On the Cayman Ridge. Both of these earthquakes here. This is a 2.2 here on the Cayman Ridge. Cayman Ridge here. Let's back this out. In case some of you have forgotten where the Cayman Ridge, the earthquake fault originates over here in Venezuela. Originates over here in Central America and Venezuela. Then the Cayman Ridge travels eastbound and north out in the Caribbean Sea here. Then it goes for a stint to the north, then it continues its journey east, just south of the Cayman Islands here. Just south of the Cayman Islands right there. Then it continues east here, north of Jamaica, and skirts the southern coast of Cuba here. Then it continues its eastbound journey north of Haiti, north of the Dominican Republic here. Continue east here, east of Puerto Rico, southeast of U.S. and British Virgin Islands here. Then it starts making a southerly turn past the Leeward Islands, southeast of the Leeward Islands here. Here in Leeward Islands today, we have a 3.5 earthquake right there. And further east, right next to the Cayman Ridge fault zone, this is a 3.8 earthquake here. The Cayman Ridge fault zone. Cayman Ridge Fault Zone. Now, the Cayman Ridge continues its journey southward until it gets over towards Venezuela. Then it makes a complete western turn into Venezuela. A complete westward turn into Venezuela. Guess what? That's why we have these earthquakes here today. These earthquakes here today are a result of seismic energy from the Cayman Ridge. I want to show you that. It's important. It's important we understand where these earthquakes come from. It's important we understand where these earthquakes come from, guys. The Cayman Ridge from Central America. It pulls seismic energy from Central America here. Okay? Now, let's back this out here. Let's back this out. The United States Geological Survey is only showing one earthquake here on the Cocos Plate, offshore from northern Costa Rica here. I saw this earthquake when it hit was a 5.1 earthquake, USGS downgrade to 4.7. They're reporting this as a 4.7 off the coast on Cocos Plate, just west of Costa Rica. Just west of Costa Rica. Look at all these earthquakes here around northern Panama and the Costa Rica region here. All kinds of earthquakes here. Literally all kinds of earthquakes. That's a 2.5. This is a 3.1 small quake. 2.0, 2.9 are minor earthquakes. 3.0, 3.9 are small earthquakes. Small earthquakes. This is a 4.6 moderate earthquake. 4.6 moderate earthquake here in Costa Rica. Okay? North of there. Actually, I'm going to go from south to north here. This is a 3.3. That's a 3.3, 2.5, 1.87, 2.9, 3.1, and 3.12 here in Nicaragua. Nicaragua. Okay? Going north here, Guatemala. There's a 3.4 earthquake there. Just barely south of there, another 3.4 there. Doublet earthquakes. Doublet earthquakes, guys. Whenever you see like earthquakes like this, doublet earthquakes. Just like they had in Venezuela. Just like we had over in Ridgecrest, California years ago. Let's go north here. Here's another 3.3 here in Guatemala. Guatemala. USGS not showing anything at all. Not a darn thing. Now we get into southern Mexico here. Southern Mexico. We have 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 earthquakes here in the southern part of southern Mexico. 16 earthquakes. Earthquakes right here. Okay. Offshore. Offshore, here's a 4.7. 4.7 moderate earthquake here. Okay. Then going over here to the east, going from west to east here, 3.5, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, another 3.6 here. Offshore southern Mexico. Now, onshore here is a 3.9 small earthquake. 3.9 small earthquake. Then we have another small cluster of earthquakes here. This is a 4.0 earthquake there. 4.0, 3.5, 3.7. Southern Mexico, guys. Now, more earthquakes here, 3.5. 3.5, here's a 4.0 moderate earthquake there. 3.4, 3.9, 3.8, another 4.0. And off to the northeast, this is a 2.5 minor earthquake there. So we have small, moderate, and minor earthquake here. Small, moderate, and a minor earthquake. Okay? We're not done then. We're not done yet. Look at all these earthquakes here. Doesn't stop. Doesn't stop. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 earthquakes here. 16 more earthquakes here. Guys, guess what? Now we have 40 earthquakes. 40 earthquakes just down here in southern part of southern Mexico. We're not done. We're not done. Just south of Puerto Vallarta. Just south of Puerto Vallarta. Mazatlan, Zihuatanejo, Manzanillo, resort areas of southern Mexico here. Offshore here is a 3.6. Onshore, these resort areas here, 3.3, 3.3, 3.2, 3.0 here. Small earthquakes, 2.9, 3.1. And one more here, a 3.2. 3.2 earthquake here. Okay? Those earthquakes are right up here just south of Puerto Vallarta, which is right there. These earthquakes right here, you see Manzanillo here? Big tourist town, Manzanillo. They're not showing Zihuatanejo, but Zihuatanejo is right there along the coast. Okay? Also down here, Acapulco. Good old Acapulco. Right there with earthquakes. Acapulco, guys. USGS said Marchand. They want us to believe nothing happens here. They want us to believe nothing happens here. They're wrong. They are dead wrong. Let's go up here into the Gulf of California. Remember here in the Gulf of California? We had a very strong 6 here last week. Down here, Cancun, 2.2 earthquake here. Cancun here, the southern part of the Baja right there, Cancun. Let's go up to where the 6th earthquake hit here this past week right there. Today here we have a 3.8 on the San Andreas Fault. 3.8 earthquake here on the San Andreas Fault. Yes, the San Andreas Fault comes from Northern California, runs all the way through the state of California, all the way down to southern Mexico. All the way down to southern Mexico. Through the Gulf of California into southern Mexico. Earthquakes happen here, guys. Earthquakes happen here all the time. Literally all the time. Do you guys think I'm joking around? Look at the earthquake buildup here in Southern California. Tomorrow we're going to talk about Southern California earthquakes. All kinds of earthquakes here in Southern California. Look out, guys. Look out. We're expecting a buildup of earthquakes here as well. It's already happening. It's already happening. Look at all these earthquakes here in Southern California reaching up in Los Angeles. And off the coast of Los Angeles today, brand new earthquake right here. 2.2 earthquake here, 1 mile north-northwest of Aveyah, California. Doesn't look like this is 1 mile north-northwest of Aveyah, though. Not at all. Not in the least. Not in the least. Guys, this is just north of Aveyah here. This is not a mile north of Aveyah. This is in Aveyah, California here on the island. An island. I've been in Aveyah, guys. I've been here in Aveyah. I took a ship here for the daytime, walked around Aveyah, had lunch, walked around the beaches, had a good time, and yet they have earthquakes here. They have earthquakes. Just north of Aveyah here, we had a 2.2 earthquake here. One more earthquake over here in Los Angeles Harbor. Right here. This is another 2.2 earthquake. This time 13 kilometers, 7 miles north-northeast of Aveyah, California, out here in the ocean. Out here in the ocean. Earthquakes over here in Los Angeles County, Orange County area. Earthquakes. Earthquakes. They don't like to show earthquakes here. I wonder why. I wonder why they don't like showing earthquakes here. This is a 1.3 here in Encino, California. Just south of Corona here is another 1.5 tremor here near Home Gardens. Near Home Gardens. Right here, guys, this is a 1.1 here in Loma Linda, California. Good old Loma Linda. This is actually south of Loma Linda. South of Loma Linda, California. Right up here, guys, we have Loma Linda Medical Center. Loma Linda Medical Center. Okay? Right here. Redlands, California. This time, this earthquake is on the San Jacinto Fault. San Jacinto Fault. This is a 1.0 also near Redlands. 2 miles, 2.5 miles southwest of Redlands. 1.0 tremor on the San Jacinto Fault. Interesting. Interesting, but no cigar. Look at all the earthquakes here. USGS wants us to think nothing happens here. They're showing us one other earthquake just south and west of the San Andreas. Calamasa, California. Calamasa, California. This is a 1.0 tremor here. Calamasa has an RV resort here. An RV resort. This is east of Calamasa. Near the San Andreas Fault. Well, it's right near the San Andreas Fault, just west of San Andreas Fault right here. On the east side of San Andreas. This is 0.8 microquake. Cabazon, California. This is 0.6 in Morongo, California here. In the desert area. Why are they not showing us all these earthquakes here? Why not? They should be showing us here. They should be showing us these, guys. Why? Why should they show them to us? The simple reason is this. Can you say San Andreas Fault? San Andreas Fault here? Right smack dab on the San Andreas Fault here is 0.88, 0.75 Cabo Zone, Big Bear Lake just east of the San Andreas here, 1.51 tremor here. West of the San Andreas here is 0.91.0 tremor here. Further south, 1.79, 0.71 Idlewild. Adds a gap here, northeast San Diego County, 0.52, 0.36 Borrego Springs, Anza Borrego Desert State Park, California, San Diego County. .59 Borrego, 0.7 Borrego, 0.77 Borrego, California, Borrego Springs. This is another 0.88 minor earthquake here. Actually, not a minor earthquake, but a minor tremor here. Then we go into San Diego County again here. This time Julian on the San Jacinto. 0.63 here on the San Jacinto. This is a microquake. Julian, California. South of Julian here, we have a 0.91 and a 1.0 tremor here south of Julian. Earthquakes are happening. Those earthquakes are on the San Jacinto Fault. Then we go inland to the town that I was raised in, North San Diego County, Poway, California. This is the second time there's Escondido right there. Poway's right there. USGS not showing this in Poway. Guess what? Earthquake in Poway. That's Poway Lake here. This is a 0.79 minor microquake here. The 0.79 minor microquake here in Poway, California, where I went to school and I was raised here. Okay? USGS not showing it. Microquake. Just a simple microquake here, but a microquake anyways. Now, I want to show you something here, guys. I just saw it here just a second. Let me bring it up again here. Would you guys like to see where I went to school? Yeah, Germany, they want to hide the truth. The earthquake hit here just north of my high school here. This is Poway High School in Poway, California. A big deal. Huge high school. My graduating senior class was 600 people. 600 people graduating senior class here back in the day. Huge school. You can see they have a football field here. Guess what? 3 baseball fields. I was on the high school baseball team as well. Great thing. Great thing. And like I said, that earthquake was just north of Poway High School. Crazy. Anyway, guys, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. This broadcast is coming from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Keokuk Beach, North Carolina. That's the way it is. July 6th, 2026. Does anybody have any questions about earthquakes, weather, or anything else? Anybody have any questions about earthquakes, weather, or anything else? I'll answer them here. No problem with that. Just so I tell you guys, yes, Hurricane Heather, we're going to have a devotional here in just a minute. Guys, if you like our program, if you enjoy what we're showing you here, please help us support our program. Number one, please give us a thumbs up before you leave. Give us a thumbs up before you leave. That would be greatly appreciated here. Okay. Second here. You see our 2 PayPal locations scrolling across the bottom of your screen here. Please help support this program by going there and supporting us with a donation to our PayPal. We'd appreciate it very much. Third, you see our EMA post office address here, 504 Bethel Road, Box 401, Morganton, North Carolina, 28655. Send us a letter or card. Inside your letter or card, you can stick cash or even a check and send it to us. It happens. It gets here. We appreciate that very much. Also, you see our email address, rltnspd@ema@gmail.com. Go there. Send us comments about our program. Send us ideas what you'd like to see on this program. And anything negative you see on this program. We'd like to hear about it. We want to better our program. Send us comments and questions about anything. We'd love to hear from you. Love to hear from you guys. Also, something else. After this program is over, YouTube has a section here that again is say comments. Go there and leave us a positive comment as well. We'd greatly appreciate it. Leave us a positive comment because YouTube has several analytical factors. Number one, the number of people that are watching our program right now, watch the program throughout the program. Also, the number of thumbs up you give us and the time that you watch our program. They watch the amount of time people watch our program. With those factors alone, they base those factors on decisions that they make to allow whether they're going to allow anybody else on YouTube to see our program. On those analytical factors alone, they base their decisions whether they're going to allow anybody else on YouTube to see our program. So please, guys, please watch our program. Watch it, give us thumbs up, give us positive comments. Watch this program for a long period of time, more than 5 or 10 minutes. If you'll hear more than 5 or less than 5 or 10 minutes, or even less than 30 minutes, you're not really going to get anything out of this program. We talk about earthquakes, we talk about disasters on this program, we talk about emergency preparedness as well. Tonight we talk about all 3 of those. So be here, guys. Be here for that. Now, guys, I want to talk about Jesus Christ. Towards the end of every program, I talk about Jesus Christ. I testify that he is our Savior. He's our trustworthy personal Savior. Now, the Bible is not anything more than a manual for living a full righteous life, a full blessed righteous life. It is God's living word. He speaks through the Bible personally to us in the scriptures. Every day I read a few verses from the scriptures, every day, morning, noon, and night. I listen for his voice. I pray and listen for his voice. He can give us each personal revelation to and through the Holy Ghost. Now, while I may not hear an audible sound, there are times when a verse seems to leap off the page when I'm reading the scriptures. And he speaks directly to my heart. I've had personal revelations to me personally through dreams and also through my mind when I'm touched by the Holy Ghost. Seek for those times. Seek for those times yourselves. God's word comforts each one of us. It comforts each one of us. It encourages us. It sometimes will rebuke our shortcomings. It will rebuke our shortcomings to make us better people. His voice strengthens us. He sustains us. He brings us peace. He brings us peace and gives us hope. Now, I have had a great deal of adversity in my life. When that adversity comes, sometimes I want to stop and just do nothing. Don't just stop and do nothing. Pray. Pray. When adversity strikes any one of us, stop and think about what's going on. Ask for help from God. I bear you my testimony that God will reveal answers to you in your mind, in your heart, and through your prayers. He'll answer us. I tell you, he will answer us. He's answered me many, many times over. But guys, guess what? Even when we have people that die in our family or friends of us that have passed on, God speaks to me about that as well. Brings me hope, brings me comfort, brings me encouragement, and brings me love. Don't forget that. Don't ever forget what God gives you. Don't ever forget what God gives you. After my father and mother, especially my mother, went to heaven, I had a hard time. Those times were a great burden on our family. My mother died when she was 57 years old in 1991. Hard time. I never realized what a heavy responsibility that I had been carrying on my shoulders. As the oldest child, I was faced with guiding, counseling, comforting, and encouraging my brothers and sisters, and also my children. My mother loved her grandchildren. When she passed away, my children were hurt. I had the full responsibility of talking to them, counseling them, helping them, praying with them. And it was answered. Prayers were answered. Their prayers and my prayers were also answered. I bear you my testimony. God hears and answers prayers. I am reassured that I'm not alone. That God himself is there helping us. God is there helping us. When my father died, I felt like I was without a father. but I was not. I had a Father in heaven, and I had my own Father in heaven to help bless me in my life. I've heard their voices tell me things, both my father and my mother. I felt their inspiration. I felt God's hands on my shoulders guiding me, helping me. I bear you my testimony that can be with you as well. Pray and ask for that help. I guarantee you it will be with you. Now, guys, I pray that you will be guided and directed by the Holy Ghost. I pray that you will be comforted. I am sending you blessings on your heads and your family's heads right now. May God bless you. May God lift you up and carry you forth through and through until the second resurrection, till a resurrection from the dead, when Christ comes to earth again. May God bless you. May God be with you this day and always. God be with you until we meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good day, brothers and sisters. I love you very much. See you on the other side. Good night.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard, So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better. Bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you.